As the technology sector resumes the bull run and outperforms the market, these three Malaysia tech stocks could be in a position to start a rally after some time of the consolidation. So let's get started to see if we can find some great entries. So the first stock is INARI. So this is INARI, and you can see that is in a very nice uptrend since last year April. So that's pretty much a COVID sell-off right there. And if you look at the very long-term structure, this is the whole chunk of the accumulation range. So that has a great courses build for probably around 3 years. So certainly there's a lot of the upside ahead. So even in last year COVID sell-off, so you can see that this is merely just a spring followed by a test at a higher ground before it just started the uptrend. So last year COVID sell-off merely acted as a spring action and followed by a Sinusoid rally breaking out and then started the backup action followed by a acceleration to the upside. So as expected, this sort of the speculative run-up created the buying climax, and it's not sustainable, and followed by having this change of character with an increasing of the supply. And even during this, before the change of character, we do see a topping formation and followed by a upthrust. So this is a very small formation, like upthrust, and followed by a sell-off. And subsequently, this change of character essentially defines this boundary condition. So it's just in a range bound condition. So let's just focus on the recent price action. So since probably March this year, INARI has been in a horizontal time of the consolidation. So about 3 or 4 months of the consolidation. And recently, or just last Friday, it finally probably, or actually it's last Thursday, just broke out and from this little tiny range. And Friday has a bit of the profit taking with shortening of the trust. So comparing the two volume bars right there, we certainly see that there is presence of the supply and also reflected in the rejection tail. However, since the structure is about mature and probably is ready to mark up and test the resistance level, what I actually anticipate is some form of the pullback or the shallow type of a pullback before it can just continue to rally up and test the resistance level at about 3.6. So if this is a probably a phase D, then we can also expect a breakout following by probably another backup action. So that's just need to wait for it to interact at the resistance level at about 3.6. But so far, China is looking bullish, and I probably anticipate some form of the backup action before it can just trend up further. So in terms of the entry, I will probably wait. If you haven't get in for any type of the trade, then probably now is probably not the best time to just jump in, and I would just prefer to see the reaction to unfold. And before I jump in, well, I can just put my stop slightly below this big bullish bar right there. All right, so that's INARI. I think is bullish and ready to resume the trend to at least test the resistance level. All right, so if you enjoyed the video so far, I will appreciate if you can just like my video and also just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that would mean a lot to me. Thank you very much, and back to the video. The next stock is FRONTKN. All right, so FRONTKN, I think last time that I talked about FRONTKN is somewhere around here where I mentioned there is some form of the supply absorption. Unfortunately, even though it just had a rally, but it kind of stuck within a trading range for more than a month. Recently, it had a nice run up, so that is a run up. We can consider this as a minor Sinusoid rally if we just take this tiny little structure and followed by a backup action. So right now, it's probably could be in a great position to resume the uptrend and to test the upside somewhere around 3.6. One thing that actually worried me a little bit here is the Friday's price action. So I do see that there's increasing of the supply, so suggesting the presence of the supply, which actually keeps the price from going up further. So I just wonder on Monday whether there is a form of a pullback, and maybe it would kind of spring the swing low level and followed by another rally up. So if you want to really wait for the confirmation, I think that you can just wait for break of the trend line here, or even just use a horizontal line about 338 or 337. So that would surely confirm the upside and to trend higher, where we can anticipate a test of at least the swing high right here. So that's the immediate resistance level or the immediate target. So Franken, I think in general is looking generally bullish. We just need to wait for the backup action to complete its formation before you can just trend them higher. So if this is probably phase D, or somewhere of the spring type of action C, then we can probably expect a single strength rally and maybe a breakout of the resistance level, and followed by another continuation to trend up. All right, so this is Franken, and the last stock is KOBAY. All right, so this stock is a bit different. This is kind of a lot more speculative to me, because I generally do not see a lot of the participation during this accumulation phase. The major participation is on the marking up phase, where I see a lot of the spike up volume together with a big bullish bar right there. So that's the first leg up, and followed by some form of the pullback, and then it actually had another leg up, so the second leg up. And currently the pullback seems a bit ripe or ready to be on the markup stage. So in terms of the volume, I definitely see that supply has been decreasing. So definitely I expect there will be another leg up, probably to test around 4 to 4.2 if we can successful to start a rally. So some form of the hint could be a spike of the volume. So definitely I want to see this, and also some commitment of the bullish momentum bar to the upside. So if you can just break above the immediate resistance level, then certainly I think there is plenty of room upside, because right now it's at the all-time high level. And in terms of the each of the pullbacks, I don't really see it very threatening, because you can see that even though the amplitude or the progress to the downside is quite a lot, maybe around 60 cent, but look at the volume. So in general, I think that it's probably still holding up by the strong hands in terms of the supply level. And this pullback is merely just a test of this breakout bar, and right now it's probably undergo some form of the supply absorption process, and I think it could just trend higher, where we see a commitment bar to break up. So in terms of the stock, if you want to be more conservative, you can probably put it below this bullish momentum bar, or even below the swing low right there. So I just want to mention that this stock is kind of a bit on a speculative side, and because it probably already run up for quite a lot, just watch out for any type of the reversal signal. If there is some form of the spike of the supply volume and break below, then is quite a good position to just stop you out first before you just consider to get back in at some point of the time at a lower range. All right, so that's KOBAY. I think in terms of the structure is still very bullish. So let's see what happens next week. All right, thanks for watching. If you like to getting more trading opportunities, definitely check out my video that showed up on the screen right now, and do remember to subscribe to my Telegram group channel for ad hoc market updates, and also to join my weekly email watchlist update, and there will be the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon.